Okay, gamers, today, tile maps. Let's get to it. So in this lesson, we're going to go ahead and first of all, create a tile map. So let's go ahead to 2D object, tile map, rectangular. This is going to create a grid as well as make it kind of a place where all of the stuff related to our map is going to be stored. So instead of having like 50 game objects or 50,000 game objects that represent like kind of just the visuals for how we're going to walk around, instead the tile map is going to contain all that information. The first thing we're going to do is create a folder for all of this tile information. So if we look at our assets, make sure that we're good to go here. We're going to go to art, and then we're going to make a new folder just called tiles. Okay. From here, we're going to go ahead and you can pick any of these folders to where to get your art. I'm going to go ahead with Ducko. Okay. And this, you see here, we've got some information that we're going to be using in terms of like pixels related to our tiles. So we're going to go ahead to our tiles folder. Okay. We're going to do a right click. We're going to go to create. We're going to go ahead to 2D, tiles, and then rule tile. Okay. This rule tile, we can just here, we'll call it tile 1. All right. This rule tile will be kind of referencing later, but we're going to go ahead and I'm actually going to lock this right now. So I'm going to click on this padlock here. I'm going to go to the folder where I had my art, and I've got here 2 different tiles. I'm going to go ahead and just drag and drop this tile 1 here to where it says like dragging that sprite there. Okay. We're going to come back to this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a tile palette. So I'm going to go here to Window, 2D, and Tile Palette. Or I could click on the Open Tile Palette folder. Okay, so we'll just do this, Open Tile Palette. Okay. So now this is going to be where, like, if we think of a palette, that's going to be the types of things. If we think of an artist who's got like red and green and blue, like on a piece of wood in order to paint, this is going to be the same thing, but for like our different tiles. So let's go ahead to our tiles folder, and we're going to actually drag and drop that tile 1 right here. And now we have a grid, and this is the first item that's going to go into our tile palette. Now we're going to want to save like the item that it's going to say, hey, where do you want to save this? We want to make sure it's in our tiles folder. Okay, so we'll just call this tile 1. Okay, oops, we can just actually just leave that blank then. My apologies. There we go. All right, and now we've got here in our tile palette. We're going to go ahead and go to back to our folder here, and we're going to take what's in tile 2 and drag and drop it. And we're going to go ahead here to our art folder and go to make sure this is saved in our tiles folder. Now we have 2 things. So by default, when I click on one of them, it's going to go ahead and select the paintbrush tool. And at that point, we can draw. Now we can use the paintbrush, or we can go ahead and click on this, basically the box tool. And if we select that, we can click and drag, and it's going to put that wherever we want. We can do the same thing here with this red. So I'm just going to utilize both these tiles. Now you notice how it's not really filling in the grid. We're going to fix that right now. So go ahead, like in your lesson, just use 2 tiles, just kind of fill up, and you can look at like basically what the camera sees. Like if we played the game, this is what the camera would see. Okay. So let's go ahead and fix the issue as far as the tiles not really filling the grid. The reason is this grid right here, and I'm going to unlock this. This grid is looking for basically information to fill each of the cells. So the way that we're going to go ahead and fix that is we're going to go to the rules that govern how we import an image, and you look at it in terms of this tile 1 is going to, it says here where it says sprite mode pixels per unit. It's a 64 by 64 image, and it's supposed to fill up 100 pixels width and height. So we're going to adjust this down to 64. Click on apply. It's going to fix that part. And let's go here to tile 2 and do the same thing. Okay. Now you notice when I filled that, I can't see my player. That's because, and actually you can kind of like look if we go down to 2D mode, you could actually see, I guess that's not the case, but anyways, the player is behind the tile map. So we're going to go ahead to where it says our tile map and where it says here order and layer. We're going to set this to -10. All right. And then we're going to go here to our player character and just make sure that his order is, we could just keep this at 0. Okay. So what did we accomplish in this lesson? We created a tile palette. We turned JPEGs or just images into tiles, and then we drew them. I wish you the best of luck. Great stuff.